How you doing, everyone? It's Kevin. I'm back with another video. Today we're doing a kind of a review update on the floor heat in the mini barn dominium. I've been wanting to do this for a couple months now, or a few months, but I wanted to wait to make sure I had a couple bills, a couple electric bills, as this thing has been running. So we got two. We got December and January. We have the bills, what we paid to heat the mini barn dominium in the last couple months. There would be no use in me giving you a bill before that because it really wasn't running that much. The house doesn't take much to keep it warm. But we did change a couple things on this heater that has not been on video. I had some people comment and ask me if everything was working out. Everything is working out now, but I'm going to show you what I had to change to make this thing work the way I wanted it to work. So let's get up close here a little bit and I'll explain to you what I've taken off. For those of you who have not watched the videos I put out on this, this is basically a very simple setup here. Not much to it. It's just a small 36-gallon hot water tank. And this little 36-gallon hot water tank is heating my house, and I will be able to prove it before the end of this video. So, this is the contraption I came up with myself by watching videos on YouTube and seeing how other people are doing it and making sure I'm doing my research. And I've had a lot of people say this will not work. Now, the small heater you're seeing off to the right there, that is the on-demand heater. That's for a shower, not for the floors. The only heater we have for the floors is the 36-gallon hot water tank. So as you can see, we get a little closer here, and those of you who have been watching the videos and wanting to know what I changed on it, right in here we had a mixing valve. And that mixing valve came off of this piece, come over and went into here, and what would happen was if the water was still hot enough, it would go down in and still circulate through the floor without going into the hot water tank. Well, I'm not 100% on how those mixing valves work, but my mixing valve was allowing water to go back through and go into my hot water tank and not actually go through the floors. So we eliminated the mixing valve altogether, and it made a huge difference in the heat that we got in the floor. A huge difference. Do not put the mixing valve in. If you see my video, I'll leave the links at the top of the page. I'll leave some tags up there, and I'll leave some in the description of the videos I did on this system. Do not put that mixing valve in there. That's probably a little over $100 piece that you do not need. So that was the only one thing in this room that we actually had to change to make this heater work the way we wanted it to work. One thing I was kind of worried about when we first put this system in was we mounted it on the wall, and just on the other side of this wall is the couch, and you watch TV over there. So I thought, well, you know, we made sure that we insulated the walls. All the walls behind this system has rock wool insulation, soundproofing insulation, and I was very surprised that when this thing kicks on, it basically sounds like a refrigerator kicking on. I can turn that on for you and get it to kick on and let you hear how loud this thing is. I thought it was going to be louder because it was mounted on that wall, but let me get you up a little closer and I'll kick it on for you. That way you can hear it. Now when this little red light kicks on, I only have one zone in this house, and when it kicks on, that's when the pump is on. So I'll go out here and I'll turn it on just for a second and let you hear it. So that's all the sound that that thing actually makes. I'll try to get you a little closer so you can hear it. Now what you hear is you hear some creaking. And what that creaking doing is it is lines, that's that hot water going through them lines. Now you'll see up here on the top, right up here, I have a thermometer. And this tells me the pressure that's inside of it how much pressure is in the pipes, and then we're at about 60 pounds of pressure and about 120 degree water going through this line. So at that 120 degrees, now it will run for a while. It takes about 45 minutes for it to raise the temperature in the house just 1 degree. So it will run 45 minutes before I get at least 1 degree out of it. So now that temperature on the bottom one, this 120, it never gets below 90. It seems to stay right about 90 degrees. And what that is that's the hot water tank is actually making at least 90 degree water going through my floors all the time. And I think that's fairly decent. It seemed to work great for us so far this year. So as far as it making a lot of noise, you barely hear it running. It's really super quiet. We've had a lot of surge, power surges in the mini barndominium, and if you notice over here, I actually put a surge protector on this pump. Everything in our house pretty much has these little surge protectors on it now to help keep from burning things up. So that is the only thing that we changed on this system so far, was the mixing valve in here, but we had to change the thermostat. So we're going to go out to the thermostat. So here's our thermostat. Now when we first got the system, what we did was we just went and got a Honeywell thermostat, and it was not a digital one. It was just one that you turned, and it would not work right on this system. I keep this set on 72 degrees all the time. I never turn it off 72. It's actually 74.3 degrees in the house right now. It says 73.4 now. So that's in the middle of the house, sort of like right behind the couch. Maybe not quite in the middle, but more towards the front of the house. Let me get a little back further here. So that thermostat is setting right there on the wall. And you can see right there's the hallway. And if you come over here across the room, I have another thermometer right over here in this area right here. So as you can see, it's 30.9 degrees outside, and it's 70 degrees next to this outside wall. So that's not really that bad, I don't think. It's about 3 degrees difference from over in the middle. From there over to there is about 3 degrees difference. So that's not too bad, being that far away. And mind you, the whole entire floor is the heater. Okay, we have the two bills here, one for December and one for January. And in December, we had some pretty cold weather. I'm going to show you a clip of where I had taken a little video clip of the outside temperature and the inside temperature next to the door where you go outside. That second thermometer over there. And that's just temperatures. That tells me inside and outside. Check this out. So that bill we got for that month was $201.88. That was a whole month total electric. This electric runs my shop. It runs my welders, everything out there. Plus we have freezers, refrigerators, a stove, hot water we shower with. Everything is included in that bill at $201. Now for January, the temperature was up just a little bit. It wasn't quite as cold as December, and the bill for that month was $192.77. So I really don't think that's that bad for heating your whole entire house and all of your electricity. So the two things that we had to change on the heater system was the thermostat. We made sure we got the right one for the boiler system, and I will try to leave a link in the description down below for that thermostat that we used. And then we discarded the mixing valve. So take your money and put it into your thermostat and take it away from that mixing valve. You don't need that mixing valve on there. I didn't need it. I don't need it. This system works really good. Honestly, if it's in the 30s, this heater kicks on 1 time a day. It's set up to where it has to kick on 1 time whether you need heat or not to circulate the water in the system, but for it to actually come on and heat up the house, usually 1 time in the morning. I'll hear it before I go to work, kick on, and it'll heat the house up, and I don't hear it anymore until the next morning when I go back to work. I hear it usually in that morning hours. I'll hear it heating up. This floor stays hot for hours and hours. It's like a big mass heater. When we first got it put in, Julie and I were like, we were kind of confused because you're not feeling the air blow on you and heat up. It does not heat up very fast. It takes a long time for your floors to get warm. So, you got to give the heater time. So basically, once this is all set up like this, turn your heater on and just forget about it. That's the best solution I've found so far. Trying to figure out how this all works and how it does its job so well. You're going to go crazy because this thing, like my feet right now are nice and warm. I can feel the heat radiating on the floor. Let me see. I have a thermometer here. Let's test the floor and see just how warm it is. Okay, now this is actually fairly close to the heater, so we know it's going to be a little bit warmer. So we're just going to take our dial, our little thermostat thing here, and run it across the floor. And let's see, I'm seeing, it's hard for me to show yins, but it's running about 79 degrees. Right there is 79. Let's see if we can get it to focus in. 79 degrees. I'll move it around a little bit more. And there it is at 80.5. I mean, it's the floor is actually really warm. Feels good on your feet, especially when you get up in the morning. So if you guys have any more questions on the heater, now I have to let you know that if you haven't watched our build, our mini barn dominium build, you probably ought to watch it to find out why we can actually heat our house with such a small hot water tank and keep it warm. Because when we built the house, we put lots of insulation in, good insulation. Our ceilings have R60, our walls have R27.65, and our floor underneath of us has actually got a 2-inch foam board under the whole entire slab, so we have no coldness coming up through, cooling off our pipes. So it doesn't take much to heat this. Even the perimeter around the outside of the house has 36 inches of foam board straight in the ground. If you'd like to watch them videos, I'll leave a link at the end of this video. You'll see it pop up over here. It'll have the mini barn dominium build. All the videos of this build is in there, and you'll actually be able to see this being built. So it's been a fun build, but we're learning as we go. There's still more things we need to do to the barn dominium. There's a lot of things we'd like to change, which we'll do in later videos. So I would like to tell everyone thanks for watching the video. Don't forget to subscribe. Leave me thumbs up, thumbs down, or a comment if you'd like. Until next time.